am I? Who is this guy? My cocktail's wearing off. What time is it? I gotta get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another spicy video with Lucius Cole. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course, leave a comment if you think I deserve it. Join the Cole Factory and the Cole Train today, hitting almost 500 Patriots strong, thanks to people like you watching content like this. With that said, we're going to be talking about the debate today, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing shellacking Donald Trump did on Joe Biden on the debate stage. Joe Biden with the bulging eyes, sweating, looking at his watch, really breaking down. And I thought I would go through some highlights here. What I really want you to focus on at the very beginning here is how we have a candidate like Donald Trump who is an optimist. He's looking towards the future. And then you have someone like Joe Biden who's a pessimist and saying everything's going to be all dark and evil and bad. I mean, it really was a clear distinction, guys. With that said, let's get into it.
This is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter. And he has no clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for the majority of the American people before the middle of next year.
Because you have no plan. We're going to have a dark winter at all. We're opening up our country. We've learned and studied and understand the disease, which we didn't at the beginning. When I closed and banned China from coming in heavily infected, and then ultimately Europe, but China was in January. Months later, he was saying I was xenophobic. I did it too soon. Now he's saying, oh, I should have, moved quicker.
You gotta love the revisionist history of Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Here they are saying that Trump did everything wrong. And yet, months after the virus actually came here, you saw the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, in Chinatown telling people to come down, that it's safe. And now they're saying that they would have done things differently? Give me a break. Of course, Joe Biden continues on with the doom and gloom. And here you have Donald Trump standing up for the righteous and the light.
He had nothing. He did virtually nothing. And then he gets out of the hospital and he talks about, don't worry, it's all going to be over soon. Come on. There's not another serious scientist in the world who thinks it's going to be over soon.
President Trump, your reaction?
I say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the ability to lock himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a lot of money someplace, but he has this thing about living in a basement. People can't do that.
Come on, man. You can hide in a basement just like me. Just like me, Joe Biden. What an absolute joke. Here you have a man who's willing to go outside and live his life and fight the world, and then here you have a guy who will hide in his basement. Who do you want for president? Do you want someone who stands strong, or do you want someone who hides? It's very, very clear. You have someone who's pushing fear, and you have someone who's pushing, I don't know, common sense, logic, knowledge, truth, evidence, reason. I don't know. It's tough, guys. It really is tough. And of course, the media spin is on full overdrive, and just like the 2016 election, because everybody can't remember what it was like 4 years ago, here comes the Russian narrative, and we're back, comrade. We are going to take over America.
There's nobody tougher than me on Russia. Between the sanctions, between all of what I've done with NATO, I've got the NATO countries to put up an extra $130 billion, going to $420 billion a year. That's to guard against Russia. I sold, while he was selling pillows and sheets, I sold tank busters to Ukraine. There has been nobody tougher on Russia than Donald Trump. And I'll tell you, they were so bad. They took over the submarine port. You remember that very well. During your term, during you and Barack Obama, they took over a big part of what should have been Ukraine. You handed it to them.
The media really is scrambling everyone's minds. Nobody can even remember what it was like 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Nobody remembers that Crimea was annexed by Russia. And yet here you have a guy who's saying he's going to be strong against Russia? I don't think so. Here you have Trump actually giving weaponry to Ukraine, while Obama and Biden simply sent medical supplies. I think it's very, very clear to the American people that the person who's pushing back harder against Russia is Donald Trump. And here's another fact for you. There haven't been more sanctions on Russia since Reagan. And yet Joe Biden is going to be the one to fight against Russia? I don't think so. I mean, honestly, 4, 5, 6 years ago, let's think about what was the media perpetrating then. Well, it was like ISIS, 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 Russia, 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 North Korea, nuclear winter, death, fear, 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 everyone be scared. It's like today with the COOF. The COOF is the new ISIS. I can't even remember the last time I talked about terrorism. I cannot even remember. I've literally gotten to a point in my life where it's not even an issue. It doesn't even come up in family. It doesn't come up with friends. It doesn't come up with deep conversational topics. It's never brought up because Donald Trump is bringing peace to the Middle East. If this was Obama, it would be raining puppies and kittens and rainbows and everyone would get free pudding or ice cream or something. I don't know. Ice cream, right? That would be Joe Biden. Chocolate or vanilla, guys? Chocolate or vanilla? We need to be asking the tough questions to our presidential candidates. Chocolate or vanilla? Make a decision. Pick, America, pick. I mean, Jesus. Oh my God. And again, here we have another fear-mongering tactic onto North Korea.
What has he done? He's legitimized North Korea. He's talked about his good buddy who's a thug, and he talks about how we're better off. And they have much more capable missiles, able to reach U.S. territory.
Guess what? It would be a nuclear war, and he does have plenty of nuclear capability. In the meantime, I have a very good relationship with him. Different kind of a guy, but he probably thinks the same thing about me. We have a different kind of a relationship. We have a very good relationship, and there's no war.
Join the Biden army today. Because that's what you're looking at, lefties. You're looking at another draft. Look at how the Korean War ended. We are at the lowest tensions with North Korea in my lifetime. Why is it a bad thing to be able to communicate with leaders in the world? Yes, he's a dictator. Yes, he's a bad man. We can all agree on that point. But why would we want to go to war with them? For a party that claims to love peace, they sure don't give a crap about it as long as Donald Trump's involved. You know, that party that's constantly saying Black Lives Matter? Think of all the black and brown women and children that got killed under Biden and Obama. And this is who you want as president? I know it's hard to think, guys, but try. I mean, really, for the first time in your life, just try. With that said, we're on to immigration. Let's go.
The catch and release, you know what he's talking about there? If in fact you had a family came across and they were arrested, they in fact were given a date to show up for their hearing. They were released. And guess what? They showed up for a hearing.
It just shows that he has no understanding of immigration or the laws. Catch and release is a disaster. A murderer would come in, a rapist would come in, a very bad person would come in. We would take their name. We have to release them into our country. And then you say they come back. Less than 1% of the people come back. We have to send ICE out and Border Patrol out to find them. We would say, come back in 2 years, 3 years. We're going to give you a court case. You need Perry Mason. We're going to give you a court case. When you say they come back, they don't come back, Joe. They never come back. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
The catch and release policy under Biden and Obama was an absolute travesty. Here you have people being told to show up to court cases. In what world do you think they're actually going to show up? They know they're going to get deported. And so now you have to have ICE agents out there trying to find these people that have now been in the country for years at a time. How much money is being spent doing that? It is an absolute joke. And then you have bad people that come in here. No, not all Mexicans and not all illegals are bad people. But we're talking about some of the most horrific gangs in not only Mexico, but the world. MS-13 is violent. It is, I don't know if you've ever seen Sicario. It is insane. There are videos on the internet of them chopping up women and children. And those are the type of people that you're going to bring into the country? It's an absolute disgrace. What about the low-income Americans? The rich! They love this. They don't care about this. This doesn't affect them. They get their lawnmowers, they get their help, they get their maids, they get their housekeepers. They don't care about that. The rich love this. They love the free labor. You know who the people that are affected the most? The poor Americans. But the left can't see that because all they see it is through an emotional lens. They don't see it through a logical lens of how it's going to affect everyday Americans. And of course, with a debate, you can't miss race, the critical issue of apparently everything in America.
We have to provide for economic opportunity, better education, better health care, better access to schooling, better access to opportunity to borrow money to start businesses. All the things we can do, and I've laid out a clear plan as to how to do those things, just to give people a shot. It's about accumulating the ability to have wealth as well as it is to be free from violence.
Why didn't you do that 4 years ago, even less than that? Why didn't you do it? You were vice president. You keep talking about all these things you're going to do, and you're going to do this. But you were there just a short time ago, and you guys did nothing.
We did.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama, because you did a poor job. If I thought you did a good job, I would have never run.
I'm really trying to wrap my head around the fact that people think that Joe Biden is going to be a change candidate. He's been in government for 47 years. Do you know how long that is? That's 19% since this country's founding. 19% of the history of the United States, he has been in government. And yet, he is going to change the system? That makes no sense. And yet, here he is, saying that he stands up for black lives, even though he sure loves to drone bomb them, drop more warheads on foreheads, killed more black and brown children than slavery and Bush, and I hate Bush. And yet he's going to be the change candidate for not only Americans, but minorities in America? Give me a break. And of course, racism must continue, guys. It's on the forefront of everyone's mind. Let's just break each other up by skin color, not by the content of your character, but by the color of your skin. That's how we should view the world. Let's keep going.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire. Every single one. Started off his campaign coming down the escalator saying he's going to get rid of those Mexican rapists. He's banned Muslims because they're Muslims. He has moved around and made everything worse across the board. He says about the poor boys, last time we were on stage here, he said, I told them to stand down and stand ready. Come on. This guy has a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
Abraham Lincoln, where did that come in? I mean,
You said you're Abraham Lincoln.
No, where did that? No.
You said,
I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community.
And I'm saying,
I didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community. Now, you have done nothing other than the crime bill, which put
oh, God,
tens of thousands of black men mostly in jail.
All right, let me
you know
let me
they
ask
remember
Vice
it
President
because if you
Biden
look
a
at what's
question.
happening with the voting right now,
Let me ask
they
Vice
remember
President
that
Biden
you treated them
about-
very, very badly.
So the Dems say that black people are being hunted in the streets. And their idea is to push a candidate that created the crime bill that sent hundreds of thousands of black people to prison. Can someone explain that to me? Now, of course, the debate really starts to go crazy at this point. You know, everything going on with Hunter Biden. If you haven't seen the emails and allegedly some underage things going on, truly disgusting stuff. I'm actually going to link up here 2 videos. One video with Rudy Giuliani showing the information and highlighting it. And the second one I'm going to show you is about a Chinese whistleblower and the Biden family being blackmailed by China. And the crazy thing about that particular video is it was posted 3 weeks prior to any of the information about Hunter Biden coming out in America. It will truly blow your mind. So check that out after the end of this video. With that said, let's move on to the craziness.
Say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
Is this
that's
where you're
exactly
going?
what.
This is where he's going. The laptop is Russia,
Yes.
Russia,
Gentlemen,
Russia.
I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
have to be kidding. Here we
Mr.
go
President?
again with Russia.
Aye, Khrushchev. Russia's in your home. Russia's in your closet. Russia's under your bed. Russia is here, America. Be afraid. The Red Scare. Be afraid. Oh my God. Every single time the Democrats are doing something illegal, it's Russian propaganda. It's Russian disinformation. And of course, the social media companies are going to run cover up. You're going to have the mainstream media not doing any digging because they're corrupt. But guys, it's okay. Because things get much, much better. Joe Biden has one of the biggest flubs in debate history. And the reaction from the moderator is priceless.
Final
Would he
question.
close
It
down
falls-
the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close
It
down the
falls-
oil
By the way, I
industry?
would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a big
because
statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Oh my God. Did you hear the inflection in the debate moderator's voice? It's so different than the way she usually speaks. It's not, why would you do that? No, it's, why would you do that? Oh my God. And as you watch Joe Biden hanging himself, he tightens his own rope.
The oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
And here's the deal. But you
That's a
can't
big
do that.
statement.
Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. Over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas, excuse me, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do
All
give
right.
it to solar and wind.
We
And
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden.
Oh my God. What was he thinking? Oh, that's right. He's not thinking. He's been doing debate prep for 5 days, memorizing all of his lines, and he just kind of let the beans spill. Why would you say that? That is political suicide. Political suicide. That's what you just witnessed right there. That one statement may very well change him actually becoming president. Do you guys remember when gas was almost $5 a gallon? Do you want to go back to that? Do you want to go back to having to invade countries to take their oil? Because that's what Joe Biden is pushing right now. More blood in the sand. That's ultimately what's going to happen. Wow. At the very end, no less. Right when it's going to stick in people's minds. Short story. I came into work today. I work with a super hyper lefty. You know what the first thing he said was this morning? He said, "Did you watch the debate?" I said, "Yeah, of course I watched the debate. You know, I love politics." He says, "Did you hear what Joe Biden said? He said he was going to ban gas? Ban oil?" I was like, oh my God. If this is getting to my super hyper lefty friends, I can only imagine all of the centrists, all of the independents thinking, what is this guy doing? Let the free market do its thing. Yes, of course, protect the environment. Make sure these companies are in check so that they're not releasing huge amounts of toxic fumes into the atmosphere. I understand that. I get that part. What I don't understand is that, do you not see that the free market is working? Look at Tesla. Look at all the electric cars already being built. It's happening by just the market and people deciding, not having the government shove it down our throats and tell us what we're allowed to do. It's happening already. Just allow the market to dictate what people want. People want electric cars. After Tesla and Elon Musk, electric cars are cool now. Electric cars are fast. Heck, I think their newest car is supposed to go, now this is estimate, but they're saying 1.6 seconds. 0 to 60. 1.6 seconds. Everybody's going to want an electric car. Are you kidding me? What an idiot. Political suicide. I loved it. Donald Trump blew it out of the park, did an amazing debate, and Joe Biden, I salute you because you you just lost this election. My name is Lucius Cole. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share, join the Cole Army and the Cole Train and the Cole Factory. Today, we are almost up to 500 Patriots strong, thanks to people like you watching content like this. I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Peace. Cole Train. Choo-choo!